For those of you that don't know, I have a little bit of a history with this Nick Calandra. This is a Reddit post from a year ago saying YouTuber Smash JT's Kotaku detected website shut down after Second Wind editor Nick Calandra called for mass reporting. And I didn't really know too much about this guy before this happened. And he really took a liking to hating me. And that is the nicest way I could put it. So for those who aren't familiar, on smashjt.com, I brought it up. This is Kotaku Detected. I've put together a curated list of people that have worked at Kotaku, do work at Kotaku, or are friends with people that worked at Kotaku, and all their transgressions linked below them. Here's Nick Calandra right here on the left. Encouraged followers to report Kotaku Detected and successfully took it down for over 24 hours. Many other creators and journalists, DEI consultation groups. This was more just for my own research while I was making the videos, because I found something very curious about when I got into covering the game industry is the same names kept coming up over and over again. The same people making the same transgressions. And it started to be so many people that I'm like, I need to put a list together of people because I'm starting to forget who did what, who said what. So for my own purposes, my own selfish purposes, I put this together. And I'm like, well, I might as well make it public in case people want information as well of what these people have done and why I don't necessarily feel like they are good for the gaming industry. And this was the article posted on That Park Place saying YouTuber Smash JT's Kotaku detected website shut down after Second Wind editor Nick Calandra called for mass reporting. And it talks about how they took it down. Alyssa Mercante said, "Oh, we're making lists now? Normal, sane, fully legal behavior."
Which, remember right after that, she made her own list and then deleted that. Remember?
There it is. Oh, by the way, look who this guy is right here.
I've been getting in their hair a lot since back then too. So
this is Alyssa Mercante making her own list, which apparently, according to her words, is normal, sane, and fully legal behavior. So sure, I guess.
Thanks, Alyssa. You signed off on it.
Giga Bear saying, Smash JT, he's repaying you by taking him off by trying to get the website shut down anyways. So back for those who don't know too, there's a whole lore between Nick Calandra and me. The TLDR is basically Nick reached out to me and he's like, look, bro, you got me all wrong. I didn't mean whatever. I don't even remember what the whole thing was. I was like, okay, you know what? You reached out to me. You're going to be real with me about this. I'll take you off the list. If that's something you don't feel right about, whatever. Okay. Put water under the bridge. This guy seemed down to earth and okay. And then he emailed me back. He's like, no, I want everyone to come down. And I'm like, no, that's not how this is going to work, bro. Like your situation, if I mistook or misunderstood and you're explaining something, I don't have the time to dive into your specific situation. I know for a fact the other ones are real. If I'm taking your word on this, I'll take you off of it. So I said, no, I'm not going to take the entire website down because you're trying to protect your buddies in the industry. So he says, as an update, Jeff replied to me, thanked me for reaching out and taking me off the list. I have asked him again to please consider taking down the list entirely for everyone else's sake, as the guy that put out the hit list has targeted. And I said, and he quote tweeted himself, as it was rightfully pointed out to me, he is refusing to take down the page, has continued to add more names to it. It needs to be taken down. So please continue reporting to Wix as I am. I'm still waiting for their response. And eventually it was taken down. Alyssa Mercante was cheering it on. Oop, website not detected. Huge shout out to Nick Calandra, who reached out to Wix about this site and consistently followed up. Clearly they agree that he was engaging in targeted harassment, among other things. This is a great precedent, a great sign that there are people in places on the internet who know targeted harassment and cyberbullying when they see it. Turns out, no, it was a holiday weekend and Wix was just not there. And they apologized to me. They emailed me. They put it back up and they said, yeah, it was an automatic trigger because it was a mass false flag event. Their words to me saying that it was something that was automatically triggered. It was not something a human did. They apologized and put it right back up. They said, yeah, there's nothing wrong with your website. You're not doing anything wrong. But they were all taking a victory lap, cheering it on and celebrating that it was taken down. This was the email that I got automated back to me. So with that all out of the way with the background, let's go into what you have to add to this. Here you go. Go ahead.
Oh boy, he's very mad at me. By the way, just want to throw that out there. I don't know what I did,
Welcome
but
to the
okay.
club.
So I saw that Nick Calandra had posted on LinkedIn, and he basically was urging like game studios to take action against YouTubers who are social media grifters or making up lies, and it's affecting business. So I want to point out first, it's very nice to know that we're such a minority, and yet we're also affecting businesses somehow.
Yeah, wait, that's a really good
interesting.
point. Well, which one is it? Are we meaningless and don't do anything, or are we completely destroying the game industry by covering it? Which one is it?
I guess it depends on the day. Depends on their mood. But I only found this because I was looking. I was just curious. I always keep tabs on people, and I saw that Kim Belair liked this, which I thought was interesting because she liked it a day ago. Which again, there was some interesting content that came out a couple days ago. Interesting. I'm wondering who she was thinking about when she was liking that post. But you can see he's like getting all annoyed about it. And basically saying, review bombing, harassment of developers, and stalking campaigns. When do you take a stand? It's not contained to social media anymore, and we all know it. And I was like, okay, like cool. So I posted about it because I thought it was interesting.
Well, before you go on to that part, I think it's curious because Nick Calandra works for Second Wind, who is basically, at the end of the day, really no different than us. He's just a YouTuber that just talks about video games, but our opinion does not agree with his opinion on games. So apparently we're the grifters, and we are now review bombing, harassing developers, and stalking campaigns. Which what? How? Please.
So I have a question though, Smash. Aren't there people who are YouTubers in our community who are also developers?
Yes, there are plenty actually.
So if he's a YouTuber like us, somewhat, right? And then isn't he, and he is potentially doing this, which is also going after developers and harassing them. It could be stalking them to a certain degree, depending on what they're doing. Wouldn't he be violating his own thing that he just said there?
But no, it's different for him. It's like the D with parentheses.
He's a good YouTuber. There's a bad YouTuber and a good YouTuber, and he gets to decide which one is the right one.
He is the arbiter of truth. He is the chaotic good. You're not allowed to argue with him. And in fact, his word is more important than yours because reasons. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that Kim liked the post, showing that she most likely agrees with the sentiment. Which
she 100% does. Which, by the way, this actually speaks volumes for the entire situation of how it's one big club and we ain't in it. And Kim Belair, Alyssa Mercante, Nick Calandra, all of these former and current Kotaku journalists, all in a group together, can't stand that people have a different perspective on gaming than they do. And I find that wild. While we just use our words and just say, hey, we don't like the direction they're going, they use fucking lawsuits, which is crazy to me. But go on. Sorry.
But yeah, I didn't tag him. I would have actually tagged him. I'm not that afraid, but I would have tagged him. But I can't. Well, I mean, I can, but he has me blocked. So I saw this and I thought it was interesting. So I posted it and not really thinking much of it. I just was kind of like, oh, this is cool. This is interesting. I knew who Nick Calandra was, but like, it wasn't like my priority posting it. It was kind of like, okay, this guy is saying whatever. And he doesn't like me, clearly. But he apparently found out about the post and got very, very mad.
This is, by the way, this is the information that I had separately. I had it actually pulled up. I didn't know that Giga Bear brought it, but I had it all ready to go here. So yes, go ahead.
But he's like, lol, the usual, well, you can see, well, first Giga Bear says that, he says, Second Wind has a quarterly report due imminently. Last one was posted July 15th. No wonder the dude is crashing out.
Oh, shit. That's a great point. The walls are fucking closing in on Second Wind. That's what this is.
So you could say they're not getting a second wind?
Yeah. No, not a third wind.
But he's like, lol, the usual suspects are still stalking my social media profiles a year later and found a LinkedIn post they didn't like. It's like, called on the studio to protect their employees better from the constant targeting they get on social media. So now they're trying to target me again. Pathetic. Nick, I'm sure you'll be watching this. I barely, I mean, I knew who you were. I'll be honest. I knew who you were, but
He's
like,
so
I didn't post it
insignificant
because
in
of
the
you.
grand scheme. We don't,
Like,
no one cares. No one cares
no, but like,
about him.
as you can see, I didn't even mention that he worked for Second Wind because I didn't care.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
He's like, you're stalking my profile. I'm like, no, not really.
This is, by the way, if you recall, and for those that aren't caught up with the whole situation, like Nick was a very loose cannon on social media and was very detrimental to the long-term success of Second Wind about a year ago, before they put the kibosh on him and were like, you can't keep tweeting shit because it's hurting our brand. And he kind of stopped. He went off of X, he went on a Blue Sky, and he curtailed and kind of stopped with the wild tweets and whatever. Now he's doing this again, and you gotta wonder, like Giga Bear said, and like you said, like with the quarterly report coming out, I almost feel like this is him admitting like they're fucked right now. Like there's going to be major changes going on.
I don't know. I do know that there are some changes coming for certain things, but I can't really say much about that. Not for Second Wind. This is just in general. But he also continued and said, we will never be afraid of these people. Unintelligent, unloved failures of people who waste their lives away screeching at people on the internet for attention and sucking them out of money. Oh, so you met Alyssa, I see.
Projection.
No. Read that again and tell me I'm wrong. So he's clearly met Alyssa. Don't get mad at me. I'm only reading what he said. If you're mad at Alyssa, it's his words, not mine.
Well, that's the other thing too, is I'm getting sued for being able to, for me saying my feelings on people. But yet when they say their feelings on people, it's fine. Like I don't understand, which it should be. Like I don't have a problem with him saying this. If he wants to tag me and say Smash JT is horrible, I hate him, and fuck this guy, I'd be like, all right, bro, welcome to the club. There's a lot of people that hate me. Like I'm not gonna sue him for that. I'm getting sued by Alyssa, and I still don't know why. But go on, sorry.
But I just think it's funny if you read what he said, right? Yep. Like read what he said and tell me it doesn't remind you of somebody.
No, it's legit projection for not just Alyssa, but their entire side. Unintelligent, unloved failures of people who waste their lives away screeching at people on the internet. Like, bro, like read what your post is. This is literally you.
Also, I love when people do this because it's very clear that, like, look, I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back or anything, but I usually try not to get like really mad or screechy or yelly. I mean, sometimes I will, especially if it's a 4-hour live stream.
Oh, yeah. But that's understandable. That's understandable.
But like, usually I'll just kind of report on what I think about it and we'll kind of laugh and that's it. Like, so they clearly don't watch any of that, but they say, anyways, they're going to do the usual videos about me now and I'll continue to laugh at them. Nick, I hate to break it to you, but you really aren't worth a video from me. I don't know about anybody else, and I'm not judging, but for me, not really. That's why I made a post about it. I'm not because I didn't care, but because I wasn't like that involved. Like I was a little bit like, oh, look, here's this, you know, like you see me pop in and out kind of.
I go back to the whole, if Second Wind were to fail, I feel like that would be, ironically, the best thing for Yahtzee. I don't know why they keep persisting with it after Frost left and exposed the batshit insane stuff that Nick is, by the way, I'm sure there's a lot of people don't even know. They haven't watched Frost Riviera and all the exposed behind the scenes conversations that Frost put out there about Nick making backroom deals with developers and shit that was shady as fuck. Like, let's keep it a buck here. It's very shady what Nick was doing behind the scenes, basically amplifying exactly what Gamergate got started in the first place with. We are trying to stop that from happening. He doesn't like that. So he takes issue with people that call him out for what we would consider not necessarily ethical journalism.
Also, I'll point this out because you're absolutely right about the journalism thing. I try to be very careful when I report on stuff, even if it's like something I can't prove like 100%. Like I have a story that I've been sitting on for like, I guess almost a year now. And I haven't done anything with it because I can't prove it. And it would be a huge story and I'm sure I could run with it enough, but I wouldn't do it. But like, I love when people like this get mad and scream and whatever. And yet, Nick, I would challenge you, if you think that we're so unintelligent and screeching, whatever, can you point to something that we've done or said that's been not true?
No, He cannot.
Because all I notice is when people do this, they get mad and they go, "Ha, your avatar looks funny," or "You're fat," or "You're never gonna be loved." Go touch a woman. It's like, okay, but none of that has anything to do with what I said.
Right. Do you remember this, by the way? The other Frost. This is Frost of Rivia says, my problem with Nick Calandra and why I believe he shouldn't work in games media. And this was exposing a whole backroom conversation, talking about the deals in the background and stuff and what he did and how awful it was. I'm like, damn, this dude is, in my humble opinion, a complete piece of shit. He's welcome to say whatever he wants online about me, but I know that I am not him. And that makes me feel a lot better when I go to sleep at night, because what a piece of shit this dude is. Any final thoughts on the Nick Calandra situation before?
Not really. I honestly will say, like, I really try not to be me, but I really posted that more because I was like, oh, kid like this. I think I'll post it. And it's like, oh, yes, everybody's upset with Nick. I remember Nick. Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of remembered him. You know, like, you could even see, like, I didn't really care.
Yep.
And he's like, haha, you're stalking me. I'm like, look, I wasn't even looking.
That's funny. I wasn't even looking at his profile. The best part, by the way, when you go to his profile, lol, the usual suspects, blah, 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 pathetic, will never end, blah, blah, blah. You've spent the last few years rebuilding your career. They've spent the last few whining about you. No one's even fucking talking about you. What are you talking about? Rebuilding while showing their whole ass to the world. To quote Commander Sterling, not enough popcorn on Earth. Oh, you're gonna quote Jim Sterling? Someone who
Smash, I want to tell you something funny. This is the first time I've ever mentioned Nick Calandra on a stream ever.
Oh, no. You're the usual suspect. I don't know if you know
I'm the usual suspect that's never mentioned him ever. Like I challenge somebody to find a video where I talked about him. You won't, because I didn't do it.
Hey, and they're claiming this is a bad thing because ... reasons. No, we're claiming it a bad thing because this right here. Kim Belair likes this. And you talking about us this way? No, we're not going to just take that lying down. No. We're gonna say, hey, I disagree with you, and here's why. And I feel like you're wrong.
And Nick, if you're saying that, we're making up lies and all this stuff, it would really, really help this post in this case if you actually pointed some of those out.
Oh, no. You're asking for receipts.
Yeah, I asked for receipts like a journalist does.
They do not provide receipts because that is impossible to do.
No, they do provide receipts. It appeared to them in a dream.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They made it up.
I made it the fuck up.